Hi guys, remember that we were discussing vertebrate and invertebrate animals. Now we're gonna continue, okay? So let me start here. When we talk about these kinds of animals, the vertebrate and the invertebrate, they can be classified into warm-blooded and cold-blooded. Warm-blooded animals normally are mammals because their blood inside is warm. So what happens? They control their temperature. How do they control their temperature? By sweating. When we run, for example, our body temperature on the inside gets very high. So how do we regulate our temperature? We start sweating a lot. Okay, this is how we regulate. Dogs, for instance, dogs don't have skin like ours, and they have a lot of hair. So what happens to them? They sweat by their tongues. This is how they regulate. So what happens? The temperature of their body is determined by the outside surroundings, so by the environment, by what is around them. Cold-blooded animals will move around during the day between the shade and the sun to warm up or cool down. So for example, snakes. Snakes, when the weather is very hot, for example, during the day, they tend to move into where it's cooler. So in the shades, where the sun doesn't hit too hard, because they are warm-blooded. So they only go to the sun when they want to warm down, okay? Cold-blooded animals are ectothermic, which means the outside heat. Reptiles, amphibians, and fish are all cold-blooded. Warm-blooded animals are able to regulate their internal temperature. So that's what I said, by sweating or putting out their tongues in the case of dogs. Warm-blooded animals are called endothermic, meaning heat inside. Only birds and mammals are warm-blooded. All the other animals are cold-blooded. Okay? Now we are going to talk a little bit about the invertebrates. The vertebrates are those animals that have the backbone. Remember that bone on our backs. The invertebrates, they don't have them. For example, the anemones and the jellyfish and what else? Starfish and butterflies. All these animals, they are invertebrates. They don't have this structure here that we have, the skeleton on the back. Invertebrates are a group that do not have a specific classification. Some vertebrates are classified by the chordate subphylum Vertebrata, and invertebrates are any other animal that is classified outside that class. Mammals, amphibians, reptiles, fish, and birds all have vertebrates. So all of them, they are vertebrates. All the animals that are not eating these, they are invertebrates. This might seem like a lot of animals that you know, but all of these animals make up less than 4% of all the species. This means that the most part of all the animals in the world are invertebrates. Only a small part are vertebrates. Oops. So this is the activity. What you're going to do in this first part, you guys have some sentences. You are going to complete the sentences according to the text that is on the pages that your parents are going to print for you, okay? So vertebrate animals can be either ba-da-da and ba-da-da. A cold-blooded animal cannot. The temperature of their body is determined by. Cold-blooded animals will move. How will they move? Cold-blooded animals are, what are them? And warm-blooded animals are able to, what can they do? All of this you can find in the text that I'm going to send you for YouTube, okay? The second part of the activities. You're going to write down the definitions. So what are invertebrates? How are they classified? Are there a lot of invertebrate species? Yes or no? You're going to describe the examples of animals that are on the text. So for example, mollusks, they are invertebrate. What are they? What are their characteristics? You are going to describe them. You're going to write down. What are some invertebrate animals? You are going to write down some examples. You're going to describe and exemplify. The crustaceans do the same. find the definition, write it down, and then you have the names of the animals. You're going to write them down too here. Do the same thing here for worms, and you're going to write where do the worms live. You're going to describe and exemplify insects, and how many legs do spiders and scorpions have. This is very easy. It's all in the text. If you have any questions, please ask your parents to send me a message, okay? Love you!